Wait, what was that?
I said our issues are because we have motorcycles, to be frank. I need to get some buffing compound. I don't know if that's water spotting or...
Hello, tractor hunters. So if you flip anything, whether it's tractors, whether it's cars, whether it's whatever, eventually you're going to end up with either a problem child machine or a boomerang machine, depending on what terminology you want to use. And today we're going to go pick up mine. This thing, I have sold it once for $100. I traded it off a few years ago for another machine. This second household that it went to, it literally was going there because I expected it to go there to die. I'm not joking. I thoroughly expected it to go to this location to die and finally go away. Basically, he needed a machine that was bigger, more capable, because the lot that he bought needed to be mowed down and he wasn't going to pay for a bush hog. And he had another machine that I wanted in order to be able to pull the transmission out of for racing. So I traded it. And today he got a hold of me and said to come get it and bring it home, because he's buying a new machine and it served its purpose and is what it is. So let's go get the boomerang for the, well, I got it for free the first time. I sold it for $100. I traded it to a buddy. So this will be the fourth time that I've ended up with it.
Should still run.
I believe that one you have to hit the giant brake for. Oh, she's in gear. You're holding down the gear. There we go. Man, those motors have such a weird sound to them.
I don't know if it...
Alright, so I know what you're thinking. Why would anybody just give back a perfectly good running lawn tractor? Well, basically, I'll grab the camera and we'll start talking about it and we'll go from there. A little bit of background history before we really get into this. If you take a look and you look right here at this portion, just ignore this, right here. I know you've seen this before, and I know you've seen it a bunch of times, and we just saw one really recently. This is basically the great-grandfather of Troy-built Broncos and 1446 Cub Cadets. If you look at the dash, it basically is a Yard Machine MTD dash. This is the dash that they had pre all the ignition control cluster right here that MTD likes, Cub Cadet, I'm sorry, likes to have. So this is the cheap version of this, but all of them all run the exact same belt setup down below. If they have this really big and small pedal over here, this is a 2003. They still use the exact same transmissions, the exact same belts, exact same idlers, everything from 2003 up until the Super Bronco that they literally sell today. So why oh why is Grandpa here back again? The reason being is because on these first versions that had the U-shaped bar on the front, let's see if I can show you that. The U-shaped bar on the front, there is something about the decks in these that once they hit a certain point, they just become belt eaters. And you can replace the spindles, you can replace all the spindles and everything, you can put brand spanking new blades on, you can put brand spanking new pulleys on and stuff like that. They just over time become belt eaters. Now the one thing I can definitely see right here is this one may have just come out of adjustment. See the level of that, how it's tipped down? Now when I drop the deck down, that might level out, but I'm gonna bet it was eating belts because that came out of adjustment, which these things are also notorious for doing. There's a bolt there and a bolt there on the front, and they have a habit, because of the exhaust blowing down into that area, of melting the nylon lock nuts, and then they just vibrate loose. So let's lower down the deck and let's see if it'll level back out. Nope, look at that, it's tipping way down. So once it tips down like that, that incoming pulley system becomes way off. Look at that connection there. Well, I think we found our problem. So I put the orange marker thing there so that you could be able to see down through the visualization here. So it doesn't look too bad till you come down like this. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the idea that deck got a little tweaked at some point. Oh yeah, that hit something. That should have distinct gears that you can see, and it doesn't. Yeah, that should have gears. Whoops, where did that go? Well, at least that's nice and loose. Yeah, there we go. That's supposed to be gears on top, and that does not seem to be seating as deep as it ought to be. So that's going to be my bet. My bet is that probably that is warped. Oh yeah, you can see it. It's off on one side. See it towards the left? So we'll go hunting around and find another one. On today's episode of Nobody Makes Their Own Stuff, this is the one that we took off, okay? And this is off of a Murray 42-inch deck. Now, people hypothesize that MTD bought out Murray in order to be able to get their deck parts. Well, look at that. But on an old Murray, you've got a little nub there that doesn't exist on a modern MTD. So we're going to take that nub, we're going to grind it right off and throw this thing on here. Well, hopefully you can see the sun's at the wrong angle for filming right now, but I found probably the most janky 120-inch belt that I possibly could. So these belts on these are a little bit weird. This is the series when they had a single pulley for tension. So the belt comes around here, goes all the way back like a Craftsman, comes around that one, and then comes around the idler and then up through. So we got a really janky belt on there, and we're gonna take this thing for a test drive and see if it'll even cut. Alright, so let's be honest. It is ugly. Utterly, totally ugly. Now, I'm going to end up throwing this up for sale and getting it out the door again. And what I will probably do this time is I will probably list it for the $200 value of the running motor, as free tractor comes with it. The real reality is seat shot, hood one little hit away from totally screwed, front tire almost bald, other front tire almost bald, rear tires, if memory serves me right, those are holding on by being filled with automatic transmission fluid. Battery's going to get swapped out for something that just barely makes it run. And we're going to get it out of here. Now, I love these little Tecumseh's twins, these 22 horsepower motors, but these carburetors are becoming really hard to find. And so, while it's running and while it's happy, it's time to go and send it somewhere else. But there we go, guys. Just a quick little tractor hunt. Get it flipped out of here and on its way.